Welcome to the 411, folks. My name is Scott, and I'm here with Kiarn.
What's up, guys?
This is episode 36. We are back, and we are ready to talk games. So, Kiarn.
Yes.
It's been a while. This is your third episode, I think?
Yes, it is my third episode. It's been a while.
And this is, I think, this is the third last of the year.
Oh, okay.
Jake and I got another show straight after Christmas, and then a Game of the Year show right before the end of the year. And then we move in to season 2 of the 411.
I'll just say this now. I took your advice from the last episode and played through Assassin's Creed 4.
Oh.
Definitely now top 2.
Yes, nice.
It was great.
Awesome, hey. How many hours did you put into it?
A lot.
Did you try to do that whole thing like by completing every little bit on the map?
Yes.
Like finding all the Animus fragments?
I did.
Yeah.
I found everything. I found everything.
Yeah.
I just didn't end up using like the cheats or whatever they gave you or whatever. But it was just to find everything.
So I did.
The only thing I didn't do were the elite ships. You know, the big warfare ships, because.
How many of those are there? Because I think
there's one in every area.
Yeah, I think I did one of them. It was like an easier one.
Yeah, they're very hard.
Yeah. But I put in 70 hours into that game, and that's.
I reckon I probably put in about that.
And
much.
That's I completed every single little
thing
bit
on the map.
thing on the map.
Yep, you got every chest.
Oh my god! Going to all those little islands and everything, jumping off, getting back on.
Yes, that was annoying, but it was still fun. It gave you a sense of adventure.
Yeah, but it was. At that point, it was a good background game. You could sort of do other things while you were doing that, just searching for things. So that made it easier, I guess, because it was sort of you didn't really have to pay much attention. What was I going to say? Yeah, we'll move on.
Yes, we will.
Okay, Kiarn, I want to talk about Dragon Ball Super.
Dragon Ball Super.
I know you've been away. You've been in Japan.
I've watched every episode.
So that's you're still up to date.
Still up to date, yes.
I just want to talk about the past maybe 3 or 4 episodes. It's letting me down.
Okay, just the filler, or
yeah, the filler is terrible.
Yes,
it is absolutely shocking.
Yes, it is.
Okay, especially the episode with O'Reilly.
I know. I was happy when I heard they were doing it, bringing a bit back to Dragon Ball, the homage back to the crossover they did between it. But it was still a bit of a it was a bit of a letdown. It
was like Vegeta talking about how he's fighting a comic character or something like that.
Yes, it was the whole. That was the whole thing, though. I mean, Akira, kind of thing. Yeah, Akira Toriyama is a gag comic writer. That's what Dragon Ball was meant to be. It obviously evolved.
Yeah.
But yes, it has been letting me down. I'm really just looking forward to the Inter-Universal Tournament. Yeah, that's going to be great.
And that's probably going to close out the series, isn't it?
I'm not sure. I have a funny feeling they're going to do a final fight between either Beerus and Goku, or Vegeta and Goku, or Vegeta and Beerus. One of those.
But I think it's going to stem from that tournament. There's something going to happen in the tournament where it's going to cause that fight.
Yes. I heard a theory that people thought what might happen at the end was Beerus will end up being killed, and the Supreme Kai is killed or something like that.
Yeah.
And Vegeta will end up taking over his role, because Vegeta's the more destructive of the pair. But what'll happen, instead of being life linked to a Kai, they'll life link him to Goku. Because Goku's the nurturing, and remember, right in the end of Dragon Ball, he was approached to become
a god. Yeah.
So it might be a little nice tie-up at the end to do that.
So what, Goku's the new Whis? Is that what you're saying?
No, Goku's the new Supreme Kai.
Oh, Supreme Kai. Okay. Yeah.
Okay?
Cool.
And you think about it that way, the only weak link of Beerus is the Supreme Kai. The Supreme Kai is weak.
Yeah.
Anyone could kill him on Earth, basically. So I actually didn't mind if they end it like that. I'd be kind of happy. But yeah, I reckon the Otherworld tournament, and if Akira Toriyama doesn't put Gohan in this tournament, I am going to kill him.
Yeah.
They built his character up so much in Dragon Ball Z, and he was great.
Even in Super, he's showing moments where he's training with Piccolo and everything, and you think something's going to happen, but no.
He just never puts him in. Black was the perfect moment when Gohan's like, is there anything you could do? And I've seen so many memes on the internet where it's been Gohan's like, ooh, is there anything I can do? And then people are going, yes, if you frickin' trained.
Yeah.
Like, it's been...
The only cool battle he's actually had is with Frieza.
Yes, and even then it was still a bit like, he would just fight all the...
Henchmen.
And then Frieza came in and one-shot him.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think the tournament...
He put up a better fight with Frieza back in the Namek Saga.
Yes, exactly, and he was a kid.
Yeah.
But I reckon the otherworldly tournament, it needs to be Goku and Vegeta, obviously. Gohan needs to be part of their team. Piccolo.
Yeah.
Please don't put Monica in there. Please.
Why not get the Super Saiyan, just to have a Super Saiyan team? Have Goten, Trunks, Gohan, Vegeta, Goku.
Yeah, that wouldn't be too bad. I'm just not sure because they've just never really built on Goten or Trunks in this series at all.
And
they keep pushing them to the side, going, oh yeah, no, you're not strong enough.
Do you know what? The very first episode of Dragon Ball Super excited me so much because they spent a good deal of the time showing an adventure between Goten and Trunks.
Yes.
And that's something that was from a movie as well. I think it was... you know how Goten and Trunks and Videl are sort of searching for Dragon Balls at the start of one of those
Broly.
movies? Yeah, the
second coming of Broly.
So that kind of bit there in that movie, and the first episode of Dragon Ball Super,
a Super Saiyan team wouldn't be too bad. I sort of want them to build on Piccolo though, because I feel that ever since Cell, Piccolo hasn't really done much. He's just been after that a babysitter.
Yeah. And
Piccolo was this awesome character. He was on par with Goku for so long.
Yeah. He was better than Goku when he was fighting Android 17.
Yes, exactly.
He was stronger, yeah.
And even when he was fighting Cell, Goku wouldn't have been able to fight... first form Cell.
Yeah.
Wouldn't have been able to do anywhere near that against first form Cell.
That's why Dragon Ball Z was so good, because the characters were always competing with each other.
Yes, but...
Until it reached Boo, then it was kind of out
just
of reach.
the end of Cell. As soon as Gohan hit Super Saiyan 2, Vegeta even just went, okay.
That's
it. He accomplished Super Saiyan 2, but, you know what I mean? There was never any challenge between Vegeta and Gohan to get stronger.
At the start of Boo, Vegeta was stronger than Gohan.
Yes.
Gohan was...
Just because he slacked.
I think when Gohan fought Dabura, Vegeta made a comment saying that he
was much stronger than...
he was much stronger when he fought Cell.
I think that was the... when he was at the tournament, when he was powering up. When he transformed.
Oh, no, I'm pretty sure it was
Dabura?
fighting with Dabura. Because Gohan was struggling against Dabura. Vegeta was like, why are you struggling? Dabura's nothing.
Yeah, Dabura. Cell was much stronger than Dabura. Yeah. Which is another reason why I'm so annoyed with... They haven't done anything with Gohan, because when he became Mystic Gohan, or Ultimate Gohan, or whatever you want to call him, he was flattening Boo, and he hadn't even gone Super Saiyan yet.
Yeah.
It was brilliant.
Yeah.
And it just gave a whole thing that, you don't need to be Super Saiyan to do anything.
That was still sort of a bit weird.
That's where it was supposed to end.
They never cleared it up how strong he actually was. They never sort of compared it to, is he as strong as a Super Saiyan 3? Sort of...
Well, Goku did say when he was fighting Boo, he could have finished him easily straight away.
Yeah.
So...
But he wanted the others to do it.
Yes.
Because Goku's not alive. He wasn't alive.
Yeah, he wasn't alive. He didn't believe he should.
Yeah.
He wasn't part of the planet. But yeah, I'm still really disappointed in Gohan.
Yeah.
I mean, he can easily get his mystic powers back. That, he just needs to train again. Even if he goes to the other world with the Supreme Kais and trains with them and gets stronger.
He could join Goku and Vegeta with Whis.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. Oh, Whis would love Gohan. Yeah. The potential he has is unlimited. And I reckon he would go far beyond Super Saiyan Blue.
Yeah.
I still reckon...
If anyone can do it, he can.
Yes, exactly. And that...
Maybe Pan.
Yes, well, we've never seen her go Super Saiyan.
Come on, she's she went into space.
Yes, true. She beat Pilaf when she was a baby. I mean, it took Goku being 8 years old.
Yeah. He struggled.
Pan's god. Pan is the god of the show.
Yeah.
But yes, it has been a little disappointing of late. This little hit thing.
Yeah.
Hit assassinated Goku shows a little potential.
Do you know what? I didn't mind the baseball episode.
Oh my god,
it was actually pretty funny.
I loved right at the end where Yamcha is on the base and they're like, this pose looks familiar. Just when he was killed from the side of him.
Yeah.
Because Yamcha has done nothing since Dragon Ball.
And even Vegeta's comment when he said, I will not let you be the main character of this episode.
Yes, exactly. But yeah, Yamcha has done nothing since Dragon Ball. He was useless in the Saiyans. Yeah. He did nothing in Frieza. he was stabbed through the stomach immediately in Cell.
The only time he was on par with Goku was when he first got introduced to the show.
Yes, and even then he was still nowhere near Goku.
Yeah,
like they showed he was on.
Though, didn't he?
No, Goku punched his tooth out.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, I mean, Yamcha showed a lot of potential, but he was just a gag character.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it was good.
They just made fun of him in that episode.
Yes, I just had to laugh at it because he was so serious and just that pose. And funny enough, in Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2, which we'll get onto soon, when Yamcha is your teacher, the first move he teaches you is called Fake Death, and you just do that pose. And it is just brilliant because that is all he does in the show.
Just going back onto the filler, how we've been disappointed with it so far. A great idea for the filler, I reckon, is don't do episodes about Goku and Vegeta, because that's all you see in the whole show. Focus on the other characters. Maybe do an episode with Tien and Chaozu.
Yeah,
I reckon do maybe a 3-part series of just Goten and Trunks, an adventure with them. You know,
that would be great.
Maybe if they accidentally get into a spaceship thing and travel to a different planet or something, and they do an adventure.
I mean, they did one episode of that with Monica, but then again, Vegeta and Goku just showed up.
Just like you've got to forget about them for a while, because that's all it is. This whole show is based on them.
It's just the Goku and Vegeta show.
And even the fighting with Aurelie, like, don't get Vegeta and Goku to fight Aurelie. Get someone else to do it. We've seen enough of Goku and Vegeta.
Yes, exactly.
So that's just my 2 cents for the filler. Like, they're just ruining the show with that stupid filler.
Even if they just you follow Pilaf around. I mean, it's great that they've got Pilaf in there, because all
do an
Dragon
episode
Ball
about
Z.
him.
Yes, exactly. Like, I mean, he's really annoying, and I still cannot figure out for the life of me the little plot hole I found with Mai in the future and the past, and it's still annoying me, but
the show is a bit you can't watch this, you can't take it too seriously, this show, because there's so many anomalies.
There's a few plot holes,
do an episode with Gohan training with Piccolo, you know.
Yes, it'd be great. I mean, if you want to show even just Goku and Vegeta training with Whis. That would be better than the filler they've got right now.
Sometimes when they show little clips of that,
it looks really awesome.
Just do a whole episode of that. I think they've focused on that when they first started training.
When it was with Revival of F, they focused on that, and that was really good, because I don't know, it just really showed you what was happening. And even then, they just skipped the whole going to Super Saiyan Blue. It was just a bit like, oh yeah, we've accomplished it now. And
now all they do is you just see them sitting around Bulma's place eating.
Yes.
Like eating all the time. It's just...
Exactly. How did you like the ending of Black Saga?
Remind me how it ended.
So, spoilers alert for anyone who hasn't watched this. So, Trunks cuts Black in half.
I don't understand how Trunks gets that strong without being Super Saiyan Blue.
Well, the whole thing was he's seen Goku and Vegeta's power, and he's starting to learn from it.
Yeah,
that's why his aura goes bluish.
But
he hasn't fully accomplished Super Saiyan Blue. I don't think. But in saying that, Trunks has never gone Super Saiyan God, so that could actually be as close as you could get without actually transforming to Super Saiyan God.
I thought Super Saiyan Blue was God, just you've done it by yourself.
Yes, but you might have to actually click over to God first to be able to accomplish that. So
you're saying Vegeta had to hold 6 people's hands and transform into God to get Blue?
That's a good point. Yeah, I'm not too sure about that. But it could be the fact that he trained with gods. Trunks has never done anything like that.
Yeah.
So, like, yes, that could be a combination of him seeing Goku do it and fighting with Whis, just saying whatever made him transform.
Also,
or him being a little bitch and just I want.
Yeah.
I love that part into Super Saiyan when he does that.
Also, it still doesn't make sense how Vegeta, we haven't seen him go Super Saiyan 3. And also with Trunks, we haven't seen him go 3.
A lot of things that people say that is the only reason Goku could go Super Saiyan 3 was because he was in the other world. It takes two... and you never really see him do it on Earth, because as soon as he does it, he runs out of all his energy on Earth. And the whole thing about the other world is it's full of energy. So he draws in all the energy from around, and that's what he was trying to do when he was alive fighting Boo. Draw in all the surrounding energy, and it failed because he was alive.
It's not an achievable state.
Yes.
On Earth.
No, because you're not surrounded by all this dense ki that you could absorb.
Yeah.
So I think that's the only reason Vegeta hasn't done it, because it just requires too much. And even when he's training in it, he's on King Kai's
Maybe
planet.
it's a useless form as well, because it takes too much.
Yes,
so
exactly.
why would you?
And like whenever Goku's training in it, he's on King Kai's planet.
Yeah.
You never really see him do it much on Earth. Like even when he was fighting Super Buu, you didn't see him go Super Saiyan 3.
Yeah.
He fused with Vegeta.
Yeah. And he had to go to the new Namek to do it.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm not too upset about Vegeta not attaining Super Saiyan 3 if you put it like that. And again, it just might
I just
not
wanted
be...
an explanation, so I can live with that if I just imagine that.
Yeah, I think that's a good explanation as to why he hasn't done it.
Yeah.
And I mean, even when he died, you could say, well, he didn't actually see Super Saiyan 3, so he didn't know it was possible, but he would have been worrying about too many other things to try to do it anyway.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm content with that being the explanation as to why Vegeta hasn't done it.
I just want them to explain it.
Yes, it would be nice.
I want a lot of things cleared up, really.
Yeah. But, yeah.
So, and there's another thing that I've been wanting as well, whenever they show Android 18. I kind of want a throwback to when she was evil. So, not an episode where she turns evil or anything. I kind of want her to mention some things about that time. So when
before she was an android? Because...
No. When she was an android.
Oh, okay.
So she's still the same person.
Yeah.
So she has all those memories of when she was fighting everybody, when she was an android and everything. So maybe when Trunks arrived, she can maybe see, I remember him from when, that kind of thing. Or even when she sees Vegeta fighting or something, she can make a comment saying,
I can't believe that guy's arm.
Yeah, like, I can't believe I beat him before. Like, things like that.
Yeah, that would be cool. It would also be actually, I wouldn't mind even a filler that went back to before her and 17 were android, because they were robbers and thieves.
How
and
they got
really
caught
bad
by
people.
Jiro
or something. That would be awesome, actually.
How cool would it be, like, if all the Z warriors are kind of together and everything, and they're sort of boasting or everything, and then 18 can just come out and say, well, I've beat you guys all before anyway.
Yeah, exactly. That'd be funny. Yeah, so I don't know. There's just so much more they could do with the filler.
Yeah. That's what's letting me down. The show isn't too bad.
The fighting parts, they're fine. I'm fine with letting, because Goku's always been the main character.
Yeah.
I think
it's just a bit
still
too much.
Going to be like that. Yes, it is. Still too much. I could still deal with it if they just still built on the other characters, though.
I enjoyed in Z when a lot of the times when they start a big battle, Goku's not there.
Yeah, that's the whole thing. He's never in that series.
He's never there. He's always coming. He's always going to be arriving soon, so they have to hold out until Goku comes. Yeah. I want them to do something like that.
Yeah.
And
they sort of did that in Revival of F, but it was just like, we can't contact him.
Yeah.
And it's like, he'll be here as soon as we get in contact with him.
It's a bit hard now because he's got instant transmission. So.
Yes, they sort of wrote themselves into a bit of a plot hole, but yeah, I don't know. There's a lot more that can be done.
Yeah.
That being said, I reckon they can really redeem themselves with this tournament.
Well, they got about 30 episodes left.
Yeah.
Because it's going to
whether they keep that or not.
If it's I don't know how popular it is. Did you see any of it in Japan?
Yeah, there was a fair bit.
So they could go over.
They were
if it's
on
really
big
popular.
when I was over there. They were still on. The hype for Final Fantasy 15 over there was huge. It just overshadowed everything. There was a bit of actually hype for the new Yu-Gi-Oh movie coming out, which
really?
I do want to see. That looks awesome. But yeah, there was still quite a bit of Dragon Ball Z stuff over there.
Yeah.
But there's too much over there that you just sort of get dragged into it. Like, you don't know where to look. So I might have missed a whole heap. But like you saw, they have Dragon Ball Z Uno. They have all stuff like that. So
Dragon Ball Super Uno, really?
Yes, it was Dragon Ball Super Uno. So by all means, it's not overshadowed or anything over there.
It's still a thing.
Yes. But yeah.
And it's probably going to be more of a thing here when it actually comes out in English.
Yes, it will be.
Coming.
But even saying that, I reckon that's one of the biggest shows that have engrossed the most people that has not been in English. Because everyone loved Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah.
And wanted to keep going with Dragon Ball Super.
Yeah.
And the thing I actually see about it, because a lot of people hate Dragon Ball GT. And I only hate the start of GT because they just copy Dragon Ball and put it in
it's
space.
A worse version.
Yes, they just put it in space.
Yeah. With
Trunks.
Trunks, who's a Super Saiyan, but it gets beaten all the time.
Yeah.
But, you know, and then Pan's there as well, isn't she? And she's sort of on...
But
she seems like she's on
stronger
par.
than Trunks. Yeah. But the way I'm sort of taking this now is that there's two... So, obviously, as we saw when Trunks came back in time, there's multiple sets of future. So I see it at a point... at the end of Boo, there's a point where Beerus woke up and he didn't wake up. If he didn't wake up, that goes into GT. If he woke up, it goes into Super. And I don't know, I like seeing that, and I'd actually like them to pay a little homage to Dragon Ball GT. I don't know why.
I don't.
Really?
I want them to completely cut it out, which they have so far, and I'm glad. It can't be a thing, because that's...
Yeah... I see what you're saying.
And I know Toriyama's not going to make it a thing. I just
would have liked if they were trying to go into the future, like with Trunks, and they went to a different point in time where it might have just been Dragon Ball GT and gone, oh shit, that's not the future, and
an alternate timeline.
Yeah, and then gone to Trunks' timeline. Just a little pit stop, and then, like, it doesn't have to be Goku meets Goku or anything like that. It just could have been popped off and you saw, I don't know.
But that means, in saying that would mean Super Saiyan 4 is a thing.
Yes, it could be, and by all means, they say it's just channeling your inner giant ape.
So it's just a different transformation.
Yes, it's just a different transformation. So it's just not going to God aura.
Which
so
is
it could just be the highest point a Saiyan can reach without going God.
What do you think's stronger?
I heard a debate on this. People say it goes Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan Blue, and Super Saiyan 4 are almost on par.
So God and Blue are on par?
No, 4 and Blue are on par. This is what people have said. But I know Super Saiyan God is definitely above Super Saiyan Blue. Super Saiyan Blue is still not.
Yeah, because when Goku was God, he was on par with Beerus.
Yes, well,
Blue,
a lot closer.
He's not. So God is stronger. The strongest.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, that we know of so far that they haven't gone on to. But I still personally think Super Saiyan 4 is a bit less than Blue.
What about... did they go Super Saiyan Blue... Gogeta?
No,
Gogeta? No, Vegito.
Vegito, and they did Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta. That would be an interesting fight.
Yeah.
I still hate that they put a time limit on Vegito. That annoyed the crap out of me.
And that was too quick.
Yes, it was just like... the whole thing about Vegito was it was permanent, and they made a big point about that in Dragon Ball Z, and it didn't matter that... Because in Super, they said, we figured out a way to reverse it. So you didn't need to put a time limit on it.
Yeah.
You could have easily just let it go.
Yeah.
I mean, he could have run out of energy as Vegito.
Yeah.
But he stayed as Vegito.
Yeah.
I don't know, that just annoyed me a little bit.
Yeah. So the only time they've gone Gogeta is in the movie, is that right?
Yes, in the Janemba movie.
Yeah.
Which I still would like them to do that in the main series.
Yeah.
That'd be cool. But again, it wouldn't last long, so there's no real point to it. But yes.
Alright, well let's move on to Xenoverse 2.
Yes.
So, your review of Xenoverse 2. I've seen you've been playing it. I looked at your time last night. You put about 10 hours into it, so you've got a good sort of experience with it. So let us hear it.
Well, unfortunately, I'm not that far in the story. I've only just passed Freezer arc, but I've just been doing everything. So, first things first, they've made the city a lot better. It's no longer just going to each area. Like, you got 4 areas. You've got a big open world city, which is really nice.
And you can fly?
So once you pass a certain point in the story, you can then fly.
Okay.
So it's like you...
So how do you get around now?
You have to beat Freezer. So as soon as you beat Freezer...
Yeah, but how do you get around the city at the moment?
They give you sort of a vehicle system.
Oh, okay.
Which is...
Is it slow?
No, actually you can speed it up.
Yeah.
So you got like a... just like a walking pace.
Yeah.
So it's a bit faster than walking. And if you hold down a trigger, you go faster. its controls are really hard. Like, if you turn, it'll drift, and you will keep going the same direction for a while. So you got to sort of stop your trigger, turn, and then trigger to go. It's really finicky, and it was a cool idea, but I know it could have been executed better. It was nice because you can change vehicles. I haven't unlocked any other vehicles because I really haven't. They're not worth it. Yeah. But like, you can get the flying Nimbus as a vehicle. The funniest one I've seen is Tao Pai Pai's column.
I've seen that one. Yeah.
Where he breaks off the column, you fly that around, and that's apparently even harder to control because it only goes straight. Yeah. But yeah, the vehicle could have been executed a bit better. The training system, so where you have the mentor system, is a lot better. You don't have to boost their how would you say this, like their affection for you.
Yeah, the friendship thing.
Yeah, you don't have to boost their friendship or anything. It's just you talk to them and they will put you through a test, and then if they've got a so you can do it up to a certain point, and then you take an advancement test where you have to do this fight between all the mentors up until that point. So the first one you do is the first set of mentors, the next one you do is the second set, the third set, the fourth set of mentors, and you just have to beat all them. Once you do that, they can teach you more stuff. So you've sort of gone, alright, I've proven myself, now you can teach me your better techniques, which is a lot better, because the affection system was pretty hard to sort of build up and finally get it.
There's a lot of searching as well.
Yes,
where
it was a lot of searching. The really good thing too is they've got a good map that shows you everywhere.
Oh, cool, that's good.
Where all the mentors are, where all the shops are.
Yeah.
Any pop-up events that happen, it'll show you where you are. It's also good that you've got, I think it's 5 sort of independent areas that you teleport to. So you can teleport to like Frieza's ship, you can teleport to Guru's house, Mr. Satan's house, Capsule Corp, and Boo's house. And each of them have their own little interactions. So like at Guru's house, you've got to protect Namek, you've got to collect all the Dragon Balls to stop Frieza from getting them all. Frieza's, you're building your way up in his army to become higher and higher, so you end up fighting Dodoria, beating Dodoria, you beat Zarbon, you beat the Ginyu Force, and you become on top of them, and eventually you beat Frieza, and he gives over his army to you, which is not something Frieza would ever do. But it's still nice that you can just, like, there's these little side things that you can do, like at Capsule Corp, Vegeta trains you and all that sort of stuff. Mr. Satan's house, he's just getting you to do little things like beat 6 missions, get a combo of this high. Great Saiyaman, you're protecting Justice with him, Videl, and Jacko. You're just beating Cybermen and stuff like that. So they're like neat little introductions to the game that would have made number 1 a lot better, because you've got more interactability with this outer construct rather than just going to the time nest, doing missions, coming back and maybe doing a parallel quest. That being said, all the parallel quests, bar maybe 10, 15, are exactly the same. They've only added in maybe a couple more, and then revival of Frieza stuff. So if you're buying this game thinking, oh yeah, they're going to have all new parallel quests, it's not. It's sort of a correction to what Xenoverse should have been. That being said, the camera is still really annoying to navigate in fighting. But they have done a lot of things right. So every character now gets a transformation, not just Saiyan, which is a lot better. So Namekians can go Giant Namekian.
Oh, nice.
Which was very overpowered, but they sort of dulled it down to sort of bring it back into par. Saiyans get Super Saiyan. I don't think you can go Super Saiyan Blue, which is a little disappointing. But again, would have been overpowered.
Isn't the front cover Goku Super Saiyan Blue?
It's black and white, so I can't really tell. He's got the same hair.
Oh, okay.
So it might be Super Saiyan Blue. It could just be Super Saiyan.
I thought it was Super Saiyan Blue.
No.
Keep talking. I'm going to look it up.
Yeah, okay, look it up. It might be. I might be completely wrong here. But, yeah, so then humans get a Flying Nimbus transformation where you get the power pole and you start riding around on the Flying Nimbus, which is apparently really cool.
Cool.
What other races are? Freezers get Golden Frieza form.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
No, my mistake. It's the X that's blue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Boos get a Kid Buu form, so you turn into Kid Buu. So it's neat that every form now gets a transformation rather than just Saiyans, and they've really balanced out the Saiyan transformation well. It's not just you can use unlimited ki whenever you want. It's really balanced in that sense. Like it's they've really fixed that part. It's if you're a Buu though, it's not like it's tailored to your specific character though. You just turn into Kid Buu, which is a little annoying. Like it would be nice if there was a little customization done just with your character, like you kept the clothes or something. You just turn into Kid Buu, and I think you keep the skin color. Like
do you feel that this is just an updated Xenoverse 1?
Yes, it definitely is. It's Xenoverse 1.5.
So do you think this is what Xenoverse should have been?
This is definitely what Xenoverse should have been. It would have been a lot better. They've put in expert quests, which are basically raid bosses, which were broken for a very long time, but I think they've fixed them. This definitely should have been what Xenoverse 1 was, and if it was, everyone would have been a lot happier with it. But, it's still just the same construct.
Here's why I haven't got it yet, because I've watched a lot of gameplay videos, because I really was looking forward to it. As soon as Xenoverse 1 came out, I felt that everybody was talking about Xenoverse 2. But I can't see any difference when I'm watching fighting. I'm thinking, isn't this Xenoverse 1 when I'm watching fighting?
A lot of the fighting constructs are the same. I think there might be a few more combos you can do. It's much easier to sort of build up your own unique combinations with special moves. Like, one I'm really fond of at the moment is just laying a beat down on, then right at the end just using a death beam, because it's instant and it's great. So there's a lot more customizability with your moves that you can do, and tailoring it to your specific style. But yes, a lot of the fighting is pretty similar.
Here's where they missed a big opportunity, because the entire story, they seem to be rehashing this Dragon Ball Z over and over again.
Yes.
Why not just do the Super story, Dragon Ball Super?
Yes.
We never had a Dragon Ball Super game. We've got so many Dragon Ball Z games that I'm kind of over it. I mean, I'm sick of going through the same Saiyan Saga and Namek Saga again and all that. But just now we've got this whole new series. Give us a Super series. Yeah. And I'm reading all these reviews how they added in all these movie characters.
Yes.
Forget them. Add in super characters.
Yes.
Add in Hit.
Well, they have added in Hit.
I'll have
Hit
that.
is in the game.
Is that a DLC or is that just...
No, he's in the
Okay.
game. I think you have to wish the Dragon Balls to get him as a character.
Okay.
But yes, Hit is in the game, but none of the other characters I don't think are in the game.
Yeah.
I think...
I'm just reading here. It says DLC adds Kaba and Frost.
Yeah, so they've just started because they've added the DLC. Just adds.
I just don't think
the tournament arc.
I don't think it should have been DLC though. I think
it should have been part of the game. Because
and I think DLC
that part of the story was well into it.
Yeah,
considering
exactly.
the bonus stuff you got when you pre-ordered the game, which was Goku Black.
Yeah.
That definitely should have been part of the story.
DLC should be Dragon Ball Super that isn't out yet. So they should wait until the Super episodes are done and then add that as DLC. Just like what they do with the Naruto games.
Yeah. I would actually be kind of fond if the only game that's sort of done this that I know of was Ultimate Tenkaichi, where they just came up with a brand new story. Your character was in the Dragon Ball Z universe and you were doing stuff. I think even...
That game got a lot of shit, didn't it?
The fighting in that game was horrible. If it was Xenoverse fighting, that game would have been...
It's a good-looking
game,
though.
It's a good-looking game, and it was great because you built your whole new character, and you had a whole unique story that was completely... just... You hadn't seen any of it. I mean, yes, it had still all the same villains and everything like that. But it would just be nice if it just didn't follow Dragon Ball Z's story.
Yeah.
Or even just, like, even in this one, if you would just cut it up a bit and not have done it in exactly the same order.
Yeah.
Like Saiyan, Frieza. You could have done Boo, Frieza, Saiyan,
Yeah, it's
Cell.
a game about timelines.
Yes.
You go in different timelines.
Yes,
like,
it doesn't...
if people are playing this, they know the story.
Yes,
already.
they certainly know the story. I think a lot of people know the story. But I build on the whole fact that you could go to a different... the whole thing in this one, though, is that time is... You change something in the past, it affects the future. It's not like they do in Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah.
But it would be nice if you just go to a different timeline and it's stuff is completely different. Like, what if stories. That would have been great.
Yeah, like Nappa is one of the crew now.
Yeah, instead of Vegeta. Yeah, Nappa killed
like
Vegeta.
Yeah.
And Nappa Super Saiyan again, I really want to see. That would be awesome.
Yeah.
But yeah, that would have been good. I mean, in saying that, the story is a little different from Xenoverse 1. So, instead of just Mira and Toa, instead of just fighting them all the time, you're fighting the movie villains. So you're fighting Turles, you're fighting
See,
Slug.
I liked Mira and Toa. They were good.
You still fight them.
Oh, you do? Okay.
They're controlling Turles and Slug and all that.
They were good characters.
Yes, they are good characters, and I think they should actually be part of the actual show, because they're pretty good characters. But yeah, so you're just fighting Turles, Slug, Cooler, Metacooler, Broly, and Janemba. Yeah, so they're the movie villains you fight, and you just fight them along the way. But
can you see, like, I don't know, you haven't played Xenoverse 1 in a while, but does it look better, like the graphics? Or do you not notice much?
You don't really notice too much of a difference.
Yeah.
There's the odd
So it's not like
things.
when you turn it on and go, whoa, this is the new Xenoverse.
No. The only part that you would really go that is right at the start, where you're in the huge new world.
Okay,
outer world.
Yeah.
Which is, again, would be the best feature of this game by far. The only thing is, like, the little training quests Krillin and Yamcha give you, so they pay homage to Dragon Ball, where they do Roshi's stone training, where he throws a stone, and the funniest thing, he threw the stone and it was literally like a meter in front of Yamcha.
Oh, yeah.
I picked it up and gave it straight back. That was funny. But Krillin is you deliver milk. The only problem is you walk so slow and they move you further and further away, and you got to go there and back.
Yeah.
So it's a little annoying in that sense, but overall, yes, it does definitely feel like Xenoverse 1.5. If they are going to do a Xenoverse 3, change the story.
Yeah.
Change the main
and
story.
maybe wait 5 or 6 years.
Yes.
We don't need another one too soon. We've got it.
Exactly.
Here's 2 other things that I thought of that they could do, and 2 things that I've been waiting for them to do since the very first Dragon Ball
the fighting mechanics
game.
in Xenoverse, I reckon, are pretty much one of the best.
Yeah.
It's a really good fighting
system. Better than Tenkaichi 3?
Tenkaichi 3 was pretty hard to beat. But yes, I reckon it's on par with it.
Yeah.
Because you're in a lot bigger... the other thing they need to do, make your arenas bigger.
Oh, that's...
when
I was going to say the 2 things, that's one of them.
Yes.
Why not have a giant map where there's no barriers?
Yes, exactly.
Why have those barriers? They're just so...
The other thing is,
you out of the game
flight
so much.
limit on those maps are so small.
Oh, yeah, you can't go up that high.
Yes, exactly.
It
would just be awesome if you were just, say, fighting Beerus and you just kept flying up and you ended up in the space.
The other thing that I was going to say, so the first one was, the barriers, extend them. Like, make them giant.
Yes.
The other thing
that's
was...
one thing Tenkaichi got right. The fields were huge.
Yeah. The other thing was the destructibility. Once something is destroyed, keep it that way.
Yeah.
Don't clear it up within 5 seconds.
Yeah.
You know?
No, that would be
So
good.
if you blow up a mountain, it's gone.
Yeah.
No, I want like a massive fight where you can... And then maybe at the end, it shows like a maybe 5-6 second cinematic of the battlefield.
Everything that's destroyed. Yeah, that would be pretty cool. Like, you end up in this like pristine town like West City or something.
Yeah.
At the end of it, it looks
It's
like
just gone.
Future Town where
Yeah.
everything is destroyed.
Yeah.
That would be pretty cool, actually. I would really like that.
Those are 2 really simple things that they could do to actually change what a Dragon Ball Z game is like. Because what we're seeing in Xenoverse 2, the barriers and the destructibility, that's what's been happening in every single Dragon Ball Z game. And
I mean, the
no
portals
doubt,
to go to other areas are fine.
Yeah.
But it wouldn't...
No doubt
Even if you just extended them, you don't have to make it a huge... Because just thinking logistically, making a huge, big map would be really, really hard.
Well, not really. I mean, if it's out in the middle of nowhere, you could just keep sort of maybe copy and pasting for a while. Like, I don't care what it looks like. Just give us a bigger space. You know?
Yeah.
And with the city, you can just, after a while, copy and paste what it looks like.
Yeah.
It doesn't really matter. Just give us a bigger open area.
But what I'm saying is like linking in then desert going into the city and all that.
Oh, yeah.
That would be very hard to do.
Yeah.
So the portals are still a nice idea to go from one area to the other.
Yeah.
But yes, you do definitely need bigger areas to fight. Because it does feel like you're very cramped.
Yeah.
In there. And especially like the types of battles you have are enormous. So there should definitely, like you said, be permanent destruction.
Yeah.
Or like even just hitting them to the ground. Craters should stay there.
Yeah.
Like if you're on the Cell game, like something, what was it? Xenoverse, Tenkaichi 3 had.
Yeah.
You broke the Cell stadium up. Like if you fired a Kamehameha at the stadium, if it missed and hit it, it would start to break, and it would be really cool.
I want it to get so damaged that the planet could blow up.
Yeah,
how cool would that be?
That would be cool.
Like you've done so much damage to the Earth from this fight that the planet explodes and the fight's over. Come on, that's awesome.
That would be cool.
You'd have to have some really strong moves that you're using that aiming straight for the ground,
Yeah, like freezes.
Yeah,
just bam.
like if you've got like a massive attack that you're doing and you aim it for the ground.
Yeah,
it should do something like that.
That'd be cool.
Also, with the characters' clothes and everything, do they sort of get torn up throughout the battle?
No, I don't think they do. I think they just still scuff you, the character.
Yeah, so you can see marks on the character and
clothes damage, which is, again, something they did in Tenkaichi 3. Your clothes did get damaged throughout the fight, which was really cool, and should happen.
And it's something that's missing in Super as well. In Z, when they're fighting, their clothes are just all gone. They've got blood all over them. Super, they've got no marks of them. Their clothes are usually intact all the time, even in big battles. Like that's what they're missing as well.
Another thing they have fixed is they've introduced something to like a wearable item called a QQ Bang, which basically strips all the stats the clothes have and just give you a stat boost based on this QQ Bang. So it'll give you like 5 into like fighting or something like that, whatever the stats are. So that lets you at least customize the look of your character to stay how you want to look, rather than worrying about the stats on the clothes.
Yeah.
So that was a little nice thing to implement, rather than people going, oh, well, I really like these clothes, but it decreases everything I like. So that was a little nice implementation.
Yeah. Right, well, that's Xenoverse 2. One last question, Kiarn. For a player like me, who's a massive Dragon Ball Z fan,
Yes, I know how much of a Dragon Ball Z
I've played a good 35 hours of Xenoverse 1. Is this the right game for me, Xenoverse
2? If you're looking for a game just to have on in the background, yes. Okay? That's all I've been playing it. I've just had anime or a TV show on the background and just been playing it, and it's great. Would I spend $80 on it? Well, I did. Again, it's just brand new, but I wouldn't spend too much money on it.
So maybe wait a couple of years.
Yes, I would wait a while for it to come down a bit, and $50 is fine on it. But
for now, if I want to play a Dragon Ball Z game, I can always turn on Xenoverse 1.
Yes, exactly. The fighting, it's more or less exactly the same in terms of that type of thing.
Cool. Well, there's your answer if anyone's wondering if they should buy Xenoverse 2. If you've never played Xenoverse 1...
If you've never played Xenoverse 1, and you're contemplating to get Xenoverse 1 or 2, definitely get Xenoverse 2. Do not start with Xenoverse 1. Another thing they sort of did is they paid homage to your original character in Xenoverse 1 and port him over, and he's part of the story.
Oh, cool.
So your original character is part of the story.
Cool.
I'm not sure if you don't have another character, whether they'll just put in a generic character. I'm not sure what that'll happen.
Yeah.
Or you get to design your own character for that part.
I reckon
so that's
maybe.
Nice. Yeah, I think they'd just do a generic one. Yeah. But yeah, if you're definitely contemplating to get 1 or 2, definitely get 2. It's far better. But if you're contemplating whether it's any different to Xenoverse 1, then it really isn't too different.
Right. So were you disappointed?
No, I'm still a big Dragon Ball Z fan.
Yeah.
I like it. It's
Anything
still
to do with
fun.
Dragon Ball Z is good.
I'm not disappointed in it because it is still far better than Xenoverse 1, and that's all I really asked for.
Yeah. So Kiarn.
Yes.
Before the end of the year, Jake and I will be doing a Game of the Year show.
Yes.
Where Jake and I will go down all of our games that we really enjoyed this year and pick our 411 folks Game of the Year. Yep. But for now, I want to hear your games of the year. So you wrote yours down.
So
we'll go through yours.
I will start from... Do you want me to sort of rank them?
Yeah, give a ranking. So
all right.
How many games have you got on there?
I've got 4. It would be 5, but I'll talk about the 5th one first. The 5th one would have been Final Fantasy 15.
Yeah.
And the only reason I haven't put that on this list is because I haven't played it yet.
But you just know it's going to be.
I know it's going to be on there because I've played the demo of it.
Yeah.
And it was really, really fun. It looks like a really... I'm not too sure if it's a big game, though, because most Final Fantasy games have multiple discs. This one only has one. So I'll have to see before I can really say if it's one of my favourite games of the year. Now, I probably won't be playing it before the end of the year anyway.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
I've got too many other things to do at the moment.
Right. Now, before you read your list, there were 2 other games that I thought that you might have added on there.
That I didn't?
Yeah.
Okay. I would like to hear this.
Because I was looking at the games that you've been playing on Xbox.
Oh, okay.
Naruto.
I didn't play Ninja Storm 4.
Oh. I thought that was on there, no?
No, I played Ninja Storm 3.
Okay.
I didn't play Ninja Storm 4.
Okay, so that could possibly be on there as well.
Yes, it could, and I've heard a lot of people say a lot of good things about Ninja Storm 4. Yeah. I didn't get it because I had played all the Naruto games before that, like Broken Bond. That was all the way up from I didn't play Ninja Storm 1 because that was only on PlayStation, but I played Ninja Storm 2, Generations 3. Yeah. I played heaps of Naruto games, so I just sort of went,
I've only played the first one, so...
Yeah. But, yes, I've heard a lot of good things about Ultimate Ninja Storm 4.
The next one was One Piece Burning Blood.
It was not that great. Okay? The only reason for that, the story was so short. I'm talking, like, minuscule.
Yeah. They
take... okay, before I do this, I might have to see where you're up to in One Piece.
I'm not far.
Okay, they take the Paramount War, and that's all. You don't go any further than that. And considering the story, the game has a picture of the Dressrosa arc on it, and you don't even get to play up to that arc, is really disappointing. Considering you've got a good 2-3 sagas from the Paramount War to Doflamingo arc. Yeah. Is very, very disappointing, and like you only play a very small part of the Paramount Wars.
Is the fighting good though?
The fighting mechanics is great. It's awesome, really good, and they've implemented like Logia abilities where, like you can't touch them very well. Like you hold this button, you've got a certain amount of time, and their physical attacks can't hit you; they just go straight through you. Yeah. And it's really cool. But if, like, say your character's got Haki, it can hit you, or like if they're the opposite ability to you, like if you're a fire guy and they're water, it'll hit you.
So this could have been great.
It could have been really good if they had just beefed up the story. Yeah. That being said, they do have a lot of other modes in it that can be played and through all that, and they do have a Colosseum which is in the Doflamingo arc, but it still was very disappointing how small the story was and how big it could have been. Yeah. Especially considering how big One Piece is. Yeah. Like, we're talking 700 episodes and they're still nowhere near the end. Yeah. So, yeah, that's why it's not on this list. Just because, I don't know, it kind of let me down. And I was really hoping for this really grandiose big game. And it just...
It's pretty good, though, that this year we've gotten a Dragon Ball Z game, One Piece game, and a Naruto game. Yes. Pretty good.
Yes.
We won't be getting that next year. So.
No, we certainly won't. And I don't think we'll be getting another Ninja Storm. I think they've said this is the last Ninja
There's a Boruto one coming out, but that's sort
I'm
of
still a bit...
It's sort of like that, what they did with 3. They added the generation... Oh, no, they added something...
Generations between 2 and 3.
But... After 3, they added an extra arc or something to the game?
Yeah, I think they did.
So that's sort of like what Boruto's going to be. Yeah.
Again, though, I'm not too even sold on Boruto as an anime. I thought they should have just stopped at Naruto. Yeah. And again, Bleach should have stopped ages ago. Yeah. Bleach was horrible.
All right, let's get into your game. So ranking them. So
number 4 is going to be Digimon Cyber Sleuth on the PS4 and PS Vita.
What did you play it on? PS
I played it on Vita. Yeah. I don't own a PS4. Yeah. So I played it on Vita. And so this has been the first Digimon game I've played in a very long time. I used to play Digimon World on the DS, and I absolutely loved them, but then could never find them on the DS. I played it on an emulator, but I could never actually find the game cartridge, and I was really disappointed in that. Yeah. When I saw this on the Vita, I thought, I'll give it a try. Why not? it'll be all right.
It's a Digimon game.
Yes, exactly. And it was brilliant. I absolutely loved it because it brought back all the fun moments I had in the Digimon games, collecting all the Digimon you wanted, evolving them, digivolving, everything. And it had actually an alright story. It was fairly long, actually, which was really good. And they gave you a New Game Plus option where you finish the game, do it again, you get to keep all your Digimon that you still had, and go through the game again if you wanted to. And I just started that again, and kept all my awesome Digimon, and just started a whole new party, and yeah, it's going to be absolutely great. And it was just a really fun game to sit down with and play. And for those of you who haven't played Digimon and think it'll be like Pokemon, it's not really. It's still turn-based, but it's not a classic turn-based of you go, I go. It's got a sort of like a roster on the side with who will go.
Yeah.
And that's subject to change.
Yeah.
So if a Digimon, sorry, I almost said Pokemon there. A Digimon boosts its speed, they will move up their rank and they can go before you.
Yeah.
Like, so they could have 5 attacks in a row before you get to go.
Yeah.
And you have 3 Digimon on the field rather than just having 1 Pokemon on the field. You have a party of 11 or something. And yeah, it's really different to Pokemon, and I don't know, just nice and nostalgic, especially since there hasn't been much focus on Digimon, and considering we got Digimon Tri this year, which was pretty awesome. It was nice to play.
Yeah.
And yeah, they got quite a few things right, actually. And the graphics were fairly good as well.
And what's the other Digimon game that you got over in Japan?
Next Order, which will be being released here. I think it might be next year now.
Next year, yeah.
But I can't really comment on that because I haven't played too much into it.
Is that from the same developer or creator?
Yes, they're all by Bandai Namco.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
So, yes, which I might put together a list of games I got in Japan as
well.
Yeah. And talk about them.
Yeah.
Because certainly, if you play the PS Vita over here, you need to go to Japan. Because if you walked into... Okay, again, we're from Australia. If you walked into an EB Games here and saw the amount of PS Vita games there are...
I haven't even seen them. Is there a wall for them?
There's not a wall. There's about 4 or 5 games, and that's it.
Yeah.
I walked into Japan, into one of their game stores. I saw rows and rows of shelving. These are full big shelves, rows and rows just full of Vita games, and had a ball.
It was weird when I walked into a game shop. I saw, I went to the PS3 section. This is when PS3 was big.
So many more games than you thought there was here.
The whole shelf was games I'd never seen before.
Yeah. Yeah. And there's a lot of anime games that just never make it over here. Yeah. So it's definitely worth it if you've got the PS Vita.
Yeah.
And I think PS4 also is not region locked. That's a thing to remember too. Vita is not region locked.
Yeah.
So it's one of the better systems that you can just buy from anywhere.
Yeah.
Play what you want. All right.
That's where 3DS fooled me. I bought some 3DS games over in America.
Okay.
I couldn't play them here.
Yeah.
I had to chuck them out.
Yeah. So that brings me to the next game on my list. Number 3, Pokemon Moon. All right. So Pokemon has had a very, very consistent game style for years since they first came out in 1990s.
6, I think, in Japan.
Yeah.
Or 7.
Yeah. So it's been basically 8 gyms, catch a legendary, do the league, done. Maybe a bit of post story that they tack on the end, which isn't really much anyway. This one had a complete overhaul. So
don't go on about this too much.
No, I know, because you haven't played it.
And Jake and I are going to be doing a review of it in the next episode. So.
Yeah. So it was just nice and refreshing to have a complete change up to the story. And I don't know, you just didn't know what you were expecting every step of the way, whereas all the other ones, it's like, alright, beat Gym 1, I know I'm going to do Gym 2.
Yeah.
Let's get to Gym 2. Alright, done Gym 2, do Gym 3. Alright, Gym 3, now I have to do a team thing.
Yeah.
Do that. Gym 4, Gym 5, now another team thing. Gym 6, Gym 7. Oh, now I've got to catch the Legendary. Gym 8.
Yeah.
Then League. So it was a nice change up, and I think it has done them very, very well. And they should either stay with this type of thing for a little bit longer, but I don't think they can because it's like it's based specifically on the region.
Yeah, they don't want this to become the new repetitive thing as well.
They need to just change it up every time. Yeah, I mean, it's still a Pokemon game, so you still know you're going to catch 6 Pokemon, you're going to have your fun party, and you're still going to do all that sort of stuff.
The base is still there.
Yeah, the base is still there, but it's nice to have a complete overhaul of this story and the structure of the story, which was really nice. So now onto my next game, just so because you guys are going on Pokemon Moon a bit more. Sword Art Online Hollow Realization.
PS Vita.
So, PS Vita, yes. So this was released not too long ago, and it was also released on PS4. So I'm a big Sword Art Online fan, and they have not really had many good games. The last one they did was very good, but the one before that was horrible. So what they've done in this game is sort of meshed the two together, and brought you back into the original world. And it's just a really nice RPG to play. It's really big. There's a lot of tough enemies right from the get-go. And one of the really horrible things that they've done with these games in the past is they start you off at a really high level. So the last 2 that I played, they start you off at level 100. Ooh. The max level cap is level 1,000. Okay? So it doesn't seem like too much.
Yeah.
The problem is all the experience of the enemies didn't scale to level 100. They scaled to being like level 1.
Yeah.
So I was playing the first ever game, and they were all scaled as if you were level 1.
Yeah.
And you were trying to level up. I think the max level in the first one was 250. So you were trying to get there because that's what you do. But it was just getting impossible to get there because you were getting like 2-3 experience points, and you needed like 20,000.
Yeah.
And it was just impossible. But this one has really seemed to tapered it back and gone, all right, we'll start you off at level 1. Max level, I think, is still 1,000. I'm not too sure.
Yeah.
But let's just let you go, roam free, do what you want, more or less. Okay, you've still got missions that you can take. You've still got boss raids, and they've done boss raids really well in this one. You've actually got a big party. You've got, I think, a party of like, I think it's 24. You've got AI in the first time, but you can do them online if you would like. But yeah, they've actually just made it a lot better than all the previous ones. And it's just a really nice RPG to play. It's nice and big. Got good stats to do. You can actually choose your weapons this time as well.
Do you have to know about the show?
No, you actually don't.
Okay.
I mean, the characters will talk about stuff.
Yeah.
But I mean, you can pick up on it really quickly.
Yeah. So you don't need to know anything about it.
No, you really don't. And yeah, so you can choose between any weapon class you could really think of, like axes, maces, but I don't think in this one you can do bow and arrows. You could in the previous, but I don't think this one. Daggers, swords, 2 swords if you would like, 2-handed swords, just your ranger pick, whatever you would like. And you've got all your various skills that go along with them, and it's just, it's really nice and fun. And they've introduced like secondary classes in this game as well. So at the moment I'm a tank, so I basically just walk up to an enemy, pop this skill that boosts my defense and heals me, reduces all my attack, and I just take all the damage and let my allies fight. So it's really nice and a nice change of pace. Alright.
So all 3 games so far have been anime games.
Yes, they have. And this last one certainly is not.
No.
So
it could be though.
Yes, it'd be very interesting.
Yeah.
My game of the year, without a doubt, is Dark Souls 3. Now, Scott and Jake would definitely know this without a doubt, that I have played through all the Dark Souls. And it is not a game for the lighthearted.
No.
It is frustrating, it is challenging, it's everything any other game you have ever played is not.
Yeah.
Okay? You have to be prepared to die. I guarantee I bought Dark Souls 1 because I thought it looked cool on the shelf.
Yeah.
I hated myself for it when I bought it because it was really hard. But I loved the game. It was really fun. And then Dark Souls 2 came out. I didn't buy it because I knew how hard it was.
Yeah.
Then I ended up buying it on my Xbox One and beat the game. And was really happy when I beat it because I beat it. I checked how many times I died in that game. I was up to 700 and something by the end of this game.
In which one? 3?
2.
Oh, 2, yeah.
Okay? 3 was a lot easier because I had played number 2. Yeah. And if you were going to play these games, I'm telling you to play it 3, 2, 1. 1 is by far the hardest of all 3.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
I tried number 1 and I gave up.
Yes.
So,
and I don't blame you. It is very hard.
So can you go into number 3 without playing the others?
Yes. The stories don't... Story. Oh, they do follow, but the whole point of Dark Souls is this cycle behavior. So it's just basically a cycle that repeats over and over and over again. So once you finish, it's New Game Plus, but it's like just the cycle is repeated again.
Do you think, though, that you think 3 is the easiest because you've played number 1 and 2?
Yes, I think that is a factor in it.
Yeah.
Because I have played a lot of games like it. But they definitely do have some challenging bosses in this game. Do not get me wrong. But there were a couple of very easy ones that I didn't find out that they had extra mechanics to them until I had beaten them. Like, there was this one boss that sort of seems very easy, that it's just a swarm of normal enemies and you just got to kill them all. But I didn't realize that there's actually a time limit on this boss, that if you don't kill all the enemies or the boss in a certain time, the whole room just goes dark and you die instantly. Like, there's nothing to it. But yeah, we were just, and all my friends, I have a few friends that play this game as well, we were just beating the boss so quickly that we didn't even know there was a possibility of this time limit being there. And they just released DLC for this game, which I was actually quite disappointed in. All the DLC previously has been really long and big and fun. This was fairly short, which was disappointing. But it's definitely a great game if you want a good RPG and you do not want a level cap. There is a level cap, but it's at like 11,000 and something. Wow. And basically that level cap is just when you've maxed all your stats.
What level are you on?
Dark Souls 3?
Yeah.
200 and something.
Wow.
Yeah.
So the levels go up quite quickly then?
No.
Well, they don't. You just put in the time.
I've played with people online as well. And the thing is, another thing about Dark Souls, if you don't want people to interfere with your game, do not play online. Alright? Because basically what happens, if you are online, people can come into your world and just kill you.
Oh, wow.
It's not like allowing people. There's no like, well, there is now a multiplayer area. But they can still just come into your world, walk up to you, kill you, you die. The thing also is your experience points are also kind of your money. So if you want to buy weapons, you have to use these experience points. If you want to level up, you use these experience points. If you die, you lose these experience points. So you can...
And that's been a theme throughout the whole series.
Yeah, it's themed throughout the whole series. You can pick them up again, though, but if you die on your way to get them, they disappear forever.
Yeah.
And
you got one chance.
Yes, you got one chance. And I've played this game countless times and have lost countless souls. Which is what the experience is called. And it's very frustrating when you're like right there, you see them in front of you and you die just before them. But yes, it is a very fun game, very rage-worthy game, but gives you just so much satisfaction when you've been fighting that boss, you finally beat it, and you just get.
That's what makes the game good, isn't it? The satisfaction.
Yes, it certainly is the satisfaction, and I don't know. It seems more like a really big RPG where you've got to learn the boss's strategies. Most other games I've played, you can sort of just figure out one or two of its moves, run in and just attack, and kill it eventually. This one is nothing like that. The bosses can kill you in one hit if they really want to. So you've really got to learn what they're doing, like what movements mean what.
So you've got to be lots of defending, dodging first.
Yes, a lot of dodging. Definitely a lot of dodging.
The rolling. Do you do the rolling? Yeah.
Everyone has to roll in that game. But like, there's also different classes. It's not just warriors. You can be a mage. You can be a cleric, which uses like lightning and stuff like that. You can be a pyromancer, fire. You can be a whole heap of different classes, and it's just really nice and versatile. And I reckon this year I've done at least 3 or 4 playthroughs of that game. With mates and just on my own. So it's a really, really fun game, but you just need the patience.
Well, that is it. Dark Souls 3 Game of the Year for Kiarn.
Game of the Year.
We've got to wrap it up very soon because you're about to go to work, earn the money.
Yes.
But just one last question, Kiarn. Now, during 2016, we obviously play games that weren't released in 2016.
Yes.
So what is your overall most enjoyable gaming experience of 2016? It could be one of the 2016 games,
yes,
or it could be...
I reckon it is actually the BioShock collection.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed this game.
Yeah.
It was just a nice, refreshing thing to replay.
Yeah.
Really well done. They didn't really fiddle with too much in you. It was just great, and I this is coming from someone who's played BioShock 1 7 times.
They've just kept the same game, just updated the graphics. Is
Yes,
that it?
yeah, and that's all they need to do
Yeah.
with remastered games. They don't need to add in new stuff or anything. You just need to maybe up the graphics if it needs it. Keep everything the same.
Which Infinite wasn't really touched at all, was it? Not too much.
I have not got up to Infinite yet.
Oh, okay.
I just finished number 2.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure Jake has done 1 and 2 as well.
Yeah, but I doubt they would have touched too much on Infinite because that wasn't released too long ago.
That's what they did with when the Halo collection came out.
Yes.
3 and 4 weren't really touched.
No.
Because they were 360 games. So.
Yeah. Whereas 1 and 2 were touched.
Yeah.
Touched up a lot.
2 in particular.
Yeah, 2 in particular because they had done the remastered of 1. But yeah, that would definitely be one of my top games. Being it released in not being released in 2016. Even though the collection was released, the games themselves weren't.
Yeah. Okay, well that concludes our episode for the day.
Yep.
Kiarn, thanks for coming.
You're welcome. Happy to be here anytime.
So tune in to next time when Jake and I give our review of Pokemon Sun and Moon, because we will be playing it pretty much non-stop after Christmas. And then our final episode of the year, which Jake and I give our game of the year. And that'll be it. So, Kiarn, until next year.
Until next year.